What's up? Tyler from Plugged On. I'm here with an album review. This time I'm going to talk about the new album from Killswitch Engage titled Atonement. This is their 8th album, the follow-up to 2016's Incarnate. And this is the 3rd album since Jesse Leach has come back to the band. And this is also their first album on Metal Blade Records. Killswitch Engage is a metalcore band. I mean, they've been around for a long time. They have a lot of big hits. They're just very popular, and I love them. They're one of my favorite bands of all time for sure. And they're a band where I feel like they don't have a bad album. Is there albums that are better than others? Absolutely. But I still, even like the worst Killswitch Engage album, I still enjoy a number of tracks on. And this album to me is no different. To me, this album I think is solid. It might even be a step above Incarnate to me, personally. But I just feel like if you're not a Killswitch Engage fan, I mean, there's not a whole lot here for you, in my opinion. Like, they don't do a whole lot. They haven't really... Like, to me, Killswitch Engage doesn't step outside of their boundaries too much, but they are really great at playing within them a lot to still, at least to me, keep things interesting. But there are some things on here where, you know, they're just kind of classic Killswitch Engage moments, and I could see someone on the flip side being like, yeah, it's just another Killswitch Engage album to me. But to me, I like a lot of the songs on here. So I reviewed the very first song, Unleashed. You can go check that out. I think that's a great track. It's a song that's grown on me a lot over time. And I think I like the darkness of that song. I like the emotion of it. And I love Jesse's vocal performance on that track. Then we get to the Signal Fire. So one thing that was very interesting when they were recording this album is Howard Jones is coming back to guest on it. That's interesting. I wonder what that's going to sound like. And you get to Signal Fire, which is a track that really brings the heat, which I think they brought the heat and just the heaviness a lot more on this album than they have. Definitely more than Incarnate and have in a long time. I mean, there's some very chunky, thrashy, heavy shit on here that I love. I'm glad that, you know, they go in a melodic direction sometimes. I think it's great and it works most of the time. But I love that, you know, they're not like, hey, let's just keep going that way. It's like, let's take a step backwards. We're gonna go hard, man. I like that. So the Signal Fire brings a lot of heat. Very fast, energetic chorus. I love. You know, Jesse sings the first verse, Howard sings the next verse, and throws in some other vocals here and there, and he sounds great. It's just so cool to hear Howard Jones on a Killswitch Engage track, and hear those two together is amazing. The only thing that I absolutely would have wished is that there was a little bit more singing involved in this song, to hear both of them sing at the same time, because I love both of their clean voices. I would have absolutely loved that, but I think it's a cool song. Then you get Us Against the World, which is a cool song. It has a very chunky section right after that first chorus that I like. The Crownless King might be my favorite track on here. Just so in your face, to the point. It's Killswitch Engage being fucking really thrashy. It has Chuck Billy from Testament on vocals as a guest, and they could not have picked a better track out of all Killswitch Engage songs to get him on, because it just, he absolutely sounds amazing. The first time I heard this, I was like, alright, I'm digging this, you know, I'm liking this first verse. It's very, very thrashy. It's got a classic Killswitch sort of beat. Jesse's all pissed off on vocals. I'm like, cool. And then Chuck Billy comes in. I'm like, oh my God. It's like one of those grit your teeth, like, yes, this is an amazing sort of moment. I absolutely love that song. I Am Broken Too is a pretty good song. I mean, it musically doesn't blow me away. I think it's more of Jesse on vocals. I think it delivers a good performance, and some very deep lyrics, and a song that, quite honestly, is one of the catchier songs on the album. Then you get As Sure as the Sun Will Rise, which I think is just a classic sounding Killswitch Engage song. Has a very, you know, kick snare sort of Killswitch Engage beat during the verses. Then you throw some blast beats in, which is a welcome addition, and then just a very classic Killswitch Engage sort of chorus of a really good melody, makes you kind of just feel good, sort of thing. Yeah, I mean, then I think some of these other songs on here are good. They just don't pop as much as some of the other ones to me. I mean, Know Your Enemy, Ravenous are good, heavy songs. I Can't Be the Only One reminds me of As Sure as the Sun Will Rise. That's sort of kind of classic Killswitch Engage vibe. I like listening to these songs, don't get me wrong. But I love how this album ends with Bite the Hand That Feeds, which could potentially be up there as like one of the heaviest Killswitch Engage songs. I mean, that song fucking rips. I love how just heavy it is towards the end, and pissed off Jesse sounds the whole time, just absolutely visceral on vocals. It's incredible. I really like that song a lot. So yeah, I mean, I as a Killswitch Engage fan, I'm a happy guy personally. Is this their best album? Definitely not. It's definitely, not as good as Disarmed, The Descent, Alive or Just Breathing, As Daylight Dies, probably even the End of Heartache. But it's got a handful of really solid Killswitch Engage songs to me. So, let me know what you think of Atonement from Killswitch Engage. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching. See you later.